In the midst of a booming Atlanta where we have people moving here every year, we have businesses coming here, Atlanta Public Schools has a really unique opportunity to take advantage of that boom. If they don't, what we're going to see is a continued decline in enrollment. We already know that nationally birth rates are decreasing, so that decline is going to be there. If schools here in the city of Atlanta are not on par for the new folks that are moving in, they won't send their kids to public schools, which means our students that don't have a choice but to go to public schools will be the ones that suffer. But we can solve that. So Atlanta is booming and is growing, and people are looking at it as the tech hub of the South, as well as the new LA with the film industry. And so when we look at other large urban metropolitan areas like New York City, we can see that they actually have a really great school system. And so what does Atlanta need to do in order to follow suit? New York has put an intentional investment into public education, and they have put resources behind that at the state level as well as at the city level. And I think for Atlanta to see success with our local school system, we're going to have to do the same. Although Atlanta is a city known for having a large Black population, and we have a history of having Black mayors in office, just like the majority of the country, there is a correlation between race, income, and outcomes for those groups of students. I want Atlantans to understand that we have to have a sense of urgency when we're talking about our students, their ability to read, and what they do post-graduation. We don't have any time to waste. We've already seen years, decades go by with not much change, and the time is now for us to come together, not only vote in the right folks for the school board, but ensure that they are appointing a superintendent who's also aligned to the sense of urgency for literacy for our students. And then, of course, we want to make sure that we hold those elected officials accountable to the promises that they're making for our community. Atlanta influences everything, but are we influencing education in a way that we're proud of? In the ways that we're proud of the musicians and the civil rights leaders and the politicians of this city? I think it's time for us to take a hard look at that and come together and say, you know what, we're going to be innovative, we're going to elect bold leaders so that we can also be an influencer in the education space, because our kids deserve it.